welcome to 8 Tracks, the show where we look at 8 tracks that will share a theme. So if you don't know the drill by now, we've included a playlist in the description. We want you to follow along with each track as we say, or listen to them all before the podcast. Either way, we don't mind, just as long as you've heard the tracks, really. This week's theme is songs that give you energy. I'm Jamie, and as always, I'm joined by Katie. How are you doing, Katie?
I'm okay, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Week
Good.
11 billion of lockdown.
I don't know what day. The only way I know what day it is because we're recording a podcast, so that means it must be Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
And tomorrow I'm going to be drunk on mojitos, so that means it must be Friday.
So last week's episode was all kind of about looking back at the past. You know, it was a bit melancholy. So this week I thought, let's talk about the tracks that give us energy, that get us where we need to go. Whether that's positive energy or just a drive to get you through.
Yes. I've decided to pick 4 hype tracks about my dead granda to continue a theme.
It's all just Kingdom of Scotland by Romeo Taylor.
It's Jerry Rafferty with a donk on it 4 times. Wait, have you never heard that remix of Baker Street?
No, is it bad?
The one with the donk on it?
Holy shit, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh my god, it's horrific. I love it. We have a CD in work and it's just Scottish tunes with donks on them, and Baker Street is on it.
Why was that in your work?
Physically ill. I don't know. I think we brought it in because, like, sometimes we have a wee day and we just get drunk in the office, kind of thing. And I think somebody brought it in just before we finished up for Christmas or whatever. We'd have Jerry Rafferty with a donk on it, and we'd all drink fucking moe in the office.
Boys of Summer with a fucking sick donk on it.
Jamie, I'm not kidding.
I suppose there is that version of Boys of Summer, actually. I was going to say, is it not DJ Sammy? So it probably was. That's actually quite a good version. Yeah. Anyway.
Like, don't start me on Boys of Summer.
Or donk.
Or donk.
Right, Katie, so it's you first this week. What's your first track?
My first track is Shout by Tears for Fears.
Track 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shout. Shout. Let it all out. Sorry.
That.
Yeah, sorry, all I heard was the end of that. So, do you want me to go again?
No, it's fine. I went to a volume that only dogs could hear, and Discord didn't pick that up. That's okay. That's fine. That's my life now. It's fine. I'm at peace with it.
I was going to cut that, but I'm going to leave that in now.
That's fine. I'm at peace with it. This is my life now. It's a series of failures linked together by laughter.
And a volume that only dogs can hear. So that was Shout by Tears for Fears. What
it was Shout by Tears for Fears. It's such a bop.
Right, I know that we are quite typical for picking 80s bangers, but that is an absolute bop.
It's so good. It's so good. I love Tears for Fears. I think I was speaking last week about my mum and dad, and they're sitting down with me in the record collection.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really listened to Tears for Fears before. Everyone knows Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I'd seen Donnie Darko, you know.
With the best Tears for Fears song in it.
Mum gave me, she had a copy of Songs from the Big Chair, which is a great, I think Shout is on Songs from the Big Chair.
I'm not sure. I'm going to do a swift Google.
I started listening to Tears for Fears, properly fell in love with it.
Yeah, sorry, it is. But
oh, thank God, I was correct. For once in my goddamn life, I was right.
Oh.
It's the first song on Songs from the Big Chair.
Jeez, I mean, check out the track listing on that.
Yeah.
Shout, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Head Over Heels.
Mother's Talk.
Yeah, it's a great album, that.
So good.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I was just explaining my history of my love affair for Tears for Fears. And it's my mum's fault. She loves Tears for Fears, but it's one of those songs where, like, it is pure pumped up. It's good pumped up 80s music.
I'm not sure when the first time I heard that track was, actually. But it was definitely about in my childhood. Might have been in the game.
Yeah.
Might have just Googled to see if it was in Grand Theft Auto and couldn't find anything about it. But
yeah.
No, I love that song. It does have that absolute fucking epic feel to it as well.
It does, it really does. There's about 50 separate breakdowns in that song as well.
Oh god, they're so
and
good
they're
as
all
well.
Incredible. And that song could include like a harmonica breakdown, and I would be like, this is the best harmonica breakdown of all.
You'd be like,
yes! Play the spoons.
Fist bumping.
Play the spoons in the middle of it, and I'd be like, oh yes, the spoons!
Shout these spoons, big man! Shout these spoons! I'm surprised you didn't pick the Disturbed version.
I'm surprised that you're surprised at that.
What, is there too many chin piercings in that one?
Yes, the chin piercings get in the way of the sound, and it doesn't sound as good because it sounds terrible. Jamie, don't. I know you're going to play it, and I don't want you to play it.
I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare.
Please don't do that to me. I'm not emotionally in a place where I can take the Disturbed cover.
Have you heard the Disturbed cover of it?
Yes, I have. You've played it to me before in my darkest hours.
I think it's good. Well,
And
I was gonna say I think it's good, but I don't think anything Disturbed do are good. But it's not the worst cover they've done, specifically.
wait, what's the other really bad cover they've done? I've lost
The
it.
one that was huge like 2 years ago, Sound of Silence.
Oh,
They did a really, really fucking plain,
yeah,
boring
I've
ass
heard it.
cover of it.
I've heard it, and I've seen the video, and is the video not just him standing in front of a green screen by himself, just all 412 of his chin piercings just glimmering in the studio lights?
Going. That's another great internet video. The greatest hit of Disturbed.
That is a really good video.
Tears for Fears are absolutely fucking dino, and that whole
They
album
are.
has an absolute aesthetic to it. It really does. And
Yeah.
whether it's Shout, which is really pumped up, or Head Over Heels, which is actually one of my favorite songs ever written. I don't know, I say
Yeah.
this like
Oh,
every
yeah.
fucking week. I adore that song. Or like, there's something about the way the synth sounds in Everybody Wants to Rule the World that sounds so nostalgic, and it feels like you're being soaked back to a sun-drenched kind of 80s time.
See, with Head Over Heels, see the echo on the piano at the very beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that makes me feel so happy.
One of the things in this show was originally me ripping off Head Over Heels, actually. I think
Oh, was it
it's
really?
the fourth one, track
Okay.
4. It ended up being more kind of easy listening, like Michael Bolton,
Right.
than when I originally intended, which was to just rip the piano line from Head Over Heels.
Can I
Steal
give
that.
you can I give you some advice on it as a fellow musician?
Yes.
Just put more echo on it.
Just put more reverb straight on that fucker.
I couldn't even pass that off.
Just say reverb.
I didn't know the technical term. It echoes, thus it is echo.
I fucking love this song. I
Yeah,
have this
it's
on
a great
cassette.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have songs from the Big Chair on
Oh,
cassette,
wow.
and it does
Oh,
sound
cool.
pretty special. Because there is something
Yeah.
about the way that cassettes degrade, and it sounds good with that shit over the top.
Well, it sounds great on my mum's vinyl as well.
Shall we move on to my first pick?
Go for it.
Next up is Search and Destroy by Iggy and the Stooges.
Track 2.
Honestly, don't think you can get a song that hypes me up more than that. That might be the pinnacle.
It's a great song.
Search
It's a
and
really
Destroy
good
by
song.
Iggy and the Stooges. There, fuck me. Right, the lyrics are dumb, and I know it.
He rhymes napalm with A-bomb.
A-bam. A-bam.
And something I don't. Right, this is terrible, right? God forgive me, but see where he says, "Look out, honey, because I'm using technology."
Yeah.
That conjures up images of my granny trying to use her iPad without supervision.
I think it comes to the context for me of like seeing Iggy Pop now.
Yeah, topless in his kitchen trying to work
The blinder. Look out, honey, because I'm using technology. Just talking to the carrots.
That was a blender noise. I'm really sorry.
I think it cut
I was
out.
I was never destined to be a Foley artist.
I think it completely cut out as well.
Oh,
Thank you,
shit.
Discord. The lyrics are dumb as fuck, but they're perfect in every single way. I wouldn't change one of them. They are, for that song, the pinnacle. You know, they're stupid, but they do get you in the mood that the song wants to get you in. By the like that little descending sequence, just like as the pre-chorus. Soloist decision in the dead of night, love in the middle of a firefight. While that fucking lovely little descending sequence on guitar plays, and then into that chorus where he's just singing about how he's the world's forgotten boy.
Sorry, is that the one that's Searching to Destroy?
Yeah, it is. And then, oh
Ah.
man, yeah, no, the guitar work in that track is impeccable.
It's a very good song. I have a lot of time for Iggy Pop.
I like him with the Stooges more so than later. Although, did you ever listen to the album he did with Josh Homme?
I didn't,
5 years
no.
ago. It's really good.
I didn't actually know that he did one.
Yeah, Josh Homme was part of Iggy Pop's band for a bit there. And
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
yeah, they put out, at least, I've only listened to one of the albums, but it was really good, what I heard.
But I have a lot of time for Iggy Pop as a person. I think he's a cool person. I really like his show on BBC Radio 6.
Oh yeah, it's so good, and he has such good
It's
music
so
taste.
good. Yeah, he's got really varied music taste as well. He's really cool. He's totally your cool uncle. He is the world's cool punk uncle.
God damn, Six Music does get it right when they get artists on that have shows. I
Music
mean, like,
is so good.
I can take or leave Jarvis if I'm being honest, because sometimes he gets a bit fucking
he is so up his own arse.
Yeah, he's a
I'm sorry,
he's a pretentious
Jarvis.
walloper, but Pulp were great. But Huey Morgan's great as well. Is it
Huey
Morgan?
Morgan, yeah, I think it is.
From Fun Loving
He's
Criminals.
Yeah, from Fun Loving, he is so good. His shows are so good. And sometimes I put them on in the kitchen while I'm cooking and stuff.
Yeah.
And he'll put something on and I'll be like, this is such a fucking banger. Oh my god. He always gets it right. He's so good. He's so good.
I think we might talk about him if we ever do a list on interesting covers. Because there's a controversial cover that Fun Loving Criminals did. But we'll get to that.
Is that?
Yeah, if we ever do that as a list.
I'm just going to act knowing and confident.
Yeah, back to the Stooges though. That song is, and it doesn't feel like 3.5 minutes. It feels like, you know, it's like solidly building the entire time to that absolute climax with one of my favorite guitar solos ever written, and it is just an absolute explosion at the end of just fucking energy. You're like, yes, by the time that kicks in.
So good.
It is just note for note perfect, like for the entire song for me.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's such a good song.
It's one of these songs that I just wish I could have written.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially guitar wise.
Okay.
Everything in that is just ideal.
Yeah, it is a really hype song. But like, I think the presence of Iggy Pop here at this point in the podcast is a signal for like punk things to come.
Oh yeah, I mean, we are choosing tracks that give us energy, and it just so happens we quite like punk music. So,
yeah, I'll talk about that later, but that's your fault.
Yeah, that is my fault.
It's your fault.
I think
I was raised right. You weren't.
I've been listening to this song specifically since I was like 10 or 11 years old. I got into like Black Sabbath, and I think I got a CD. It was like a rock CD with
my God,
the Sunday Mail or something.
Oh, love those.
And it had some good stuff on it. I think it had T-Rex, and it had Black Sabbath, and I think it had a Stooges song. It wasn't this? That kind of made me look into the Stooges, and that led me to this song, which is fucking incredible. Again, I think it's in a video game. I think this is in a video game too.
Oh,
it might be
spend 45 minutes.
I'm not, but I'm fairly sure it's in a Tony Hawk game.
All right, that would make complete sense.
Which, again, influenced my music taste, really. Oh, by the way, hype as fuck for that fucking remake. Yes.
Oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Next one?
Next one. Katie. What's your song?
Yeah. My next song is Crashing Foreign Cars by Helmet.
Track 3. Whoa. Another song that gives you some energy right there. Referencing the name of the podcast. Whoa!
Oh, it's funny that one, isn't it?
Rescue me from this bit, please. So, yeah, fairly classic Helmet song there.
Well, if I can controversially disagree.
Oh, do tell.
Well, Crashing Foreign Cars is from Size Matters, which was the first album Helmet released after they broke up in 1998.
Oh, okay.
And half of the band didn't want to come back for it. They were like, what have you done to the sound? You sound completely different. Everything about Helmet is in the song.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I can see where they're saying that they've changed their sound a lot, but everything that I can hear in Unsung is still there. I mean, the first guitar riff is very Helmet. The drums throughout are Helmet as fuck. Yeah,
I think the drums and the guitar... Oh, actually, the drummer, John Danier, I think you pronounce his name, he never came back.
All right.
Neither did Henry Bogdan, who was the bass player. So it was just Paige Hamilton, who was the lead singer and the guitarist, who came back, really.
You can definitely hear that, like, yeah, that is his guitar work as well.
Yeah, totally, you can. But yeah, I really like that song. I just found out it was on Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah, no, I found that out when I was adding it to the playlist.
I didn't know that.
Another video game reference.
Yeah, and I didn't also realise that half the songs on the album were inspired by the lead singer's one-year relationship with Winona Ryder.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so the song that comes after Crashing Foreign Cars on the album is called See You Dead.
That ended well.
So, yeah. That will be 1 year of turmoil, but that's a hype as fuck song.
It really is.
It's so good.
That little breakdown after the first chorus, where like it has just the guitar in one ear and then it fades into the other ear. I was like, yes.
I really like I like listening to that song when I'm driving.
I
I
think,
like listening to that song on parts of the road where I'm allowed to do 70.
I think Helmet always have these songs that are great for like moving at speed to.
Oh
Though.
yeah, for
I
sure.
even
Yeah.
like Unsung or Wilma's Rainbow. They're not the fastest songs, but they do have an absolute flow to them that makes you
Oh,
just
for
want to
sure.
like
Yeah.
put your foot down.
Oh yeah, totally. Like a lot of my Spotify playlists that I listen to when I'm driving and stuff. Even just Another Victim, which I know it's not cool to like because House of Pain are on it.
Yeah. Ooh.
But like
It was
that
the
was a
late
bad
90s.
song. Yeah, well, it was the early 90s. It was 93,
It was the early
um,
90s.
which is in some ways worse. Um,
Yeah, they should know better at that point.
I have so many Helmet songs on my driving playlists and my gym playlist.
Now this surprises
And
me
my
because you only got into Helmet about a year ago.
I love Helmet though. I really like them, and they only have 3 good albums, so it's really easy to get into them.
I think the first time I ever heard them is they were in the first Guitar Hero game,
Yeah. What song was it? Was in that?
Unsung.
Of course it was. I don't know why I asked.
Yeah, their most famous one. It's a really good song though.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't heard Helmet, go check out their back catalogue. It sounds, I don't know if I'd say better than Crashing Foreign Cars.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Size Matters. I like that album. I wouldn't direct you to it if you've never heard Helmet before. It's not Betty or Aftertaste. Go and listen to one of them. Then listen to Size Matters and see if you like it. You might not like it. It's about Winona Ryder.
Well, that's in vogue. I don't know. She's in Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things hasn't been cool for about 400 years, Grandpa Jamie. So like,
I only watched that first series. Gonna be honest, lads, wasn't that into Stranger Things? Never really got it.
Well, that's us just lost like 400 cool points for the podcast.
Just because we have 2 listeners.
And one of them is me.
The other is me. Hello, Jamie. Hope you're doing well.
This is sad. Let's move on.
Next up, Maximo Park. Apply some pressure. Track 4. I fucking love that song.
It's such a good song.
I only came to it like a year ago though. I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about fucking Maximo Park. I remember like reading about them in Kerrang for some reason, but until we were playing SingStar at our friend Joanna's house. Hello, Joanna. And I think you picked that. Because you
That's
were like,
because Maximo Park are one of my favourite bands. Tragic, I know, but there we are.
it's not tragic. That album is incredible.
I think Maximo Park's first 3 or 4 albums, genuinely, they are really overlooked, considering how incredibly good they are. Really overlooked.
And I think that track there is a perfect example of that album. It's so interesting. Like, the structure is weird.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does some clever like fake outs of, instead of just repeating the chorus, it'll just suddenly drop into that little segment where it's just him and the guitar.
Yeah.
It is just, it plays with like pacing masterfully.
Yeah. I think Maximo Park are really clever bands. Really, really clever. I think they're just woefully underrated. When did this come out? When did Apply Some Pressure come out? I really can't remember. Was it the early 2000s?
Yes, it would have been.
That period where everyone was just into Razorlight and fucking who else?
I don't know, like the Killers, Franz Ferdinand at that point as well.
All these bands with "the" in their name as well.
Oh, the Strokes.
And they kind of got lumped in with this indie pop explosion that the NME championed and all that.
Yeah.
And then when Kaiser Chiefs and Franz Ferdinand and all that stopped being cool and started being music your fucking dad liked.
So fairly
Maximo
sharpish.
Park. Yeah. Maximo Park were kind of like swept under the rug with them, but they still were doing really cool and really interesting music. And everyone only knows Apply Some Pressure. And that's completely fine because it's a great song. But there is so much more to Maximo Park.
Yeah.
And they are such a good band. And this is absolutely the hill I intend to die on.
See, I've only listened to a certain trigger, but I love that album now.
Yeah.
Like the entire thing. And I like hearing people singing their own voices. The generic accent's fine. But hearing a Geordie sing like a Geordie, that's nice.
Yes. Paul Smith he's a really good singer, and his solo album is really good as well. So the next album after that are Earthly Pleasures. That had Books from Boxes and Our Velocity on it. Really, really good. Quick in the Heart was great as well. And then we kind of let's just forget about what comes after that, because the National Health wasn't fantastic.
But then that happens to a lot of the bands from that era. I mean,
It
look at the
did.
Strokes, look at Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand's first 2 albums were really good. And then like, the third one was alright. And then they just rapidly went downhill.
Yeah.
Until the Academy Award for Good Times goes to you. And that brought it all back.
That song makes me want to vomit up my organs.
Back to Maximo Park, though, and specifically Apply Some Pressure. It is, it's just such a fun song, and the video is fantastic.
It's a great song. Yeah, it really is. You were saying about the aesthetic of Tears for Fears, about Songs from the Big Chair. Maximo Park's first album has one of my favourite aesthetics. Yeah. It's very much that Interpol, when they did Antics and when they did Turn on the Bright Lights.
Yeah.
That pick 3 colours and stick to those 3 colours aesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I love that so much.
Any indie rock or pop track that manages to squeeze an organ in there, I'm into it.
Is there an organ in that?
I don't know if there is in that one, but there is later in the album.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
In fact, not even later, that much later, and I think in Graffiti, which might be the track after this.
Oh, yeah,
there is an organ in that.
Yeah.
Or a keyboard using an organ sound. But
yeah.
I love that shit. Yeah, it's a manic song, but I think it does good fake outs. It kind of builds really nicely.
Yeah, but the whole album does that as well. Like that, you get the same stuff in like The Coast is Always Changing and I Want You to Leave, and the whole album does that, but you never get tired of it. You never want it to leave.
What's the
and I think,
picture of a postcard?
Yes.
Fucking love that song.
You're thinking of, Postcard of a Painting.
Postcard of a Painting. I'm close enough. I'm bad with track names.
That's okay.
But that song is an absolute belter. Learned that in bass the other day.
But have you heard Limassol?
No, I haven't. I've only heard A Certain Trigger.
Okay. No, Limassol is a track on A Certain Trigger.
Then I will have heard it. I don't remember track names.
Limassol, I can never trap you. We're gonna head for new horizons.
Yeah, I know that one.
I love that song. And then The Night I Lost My Head.
Yeah, that's a great song.
I've seen Maximo Park 2 or 3 times live. And I saw them at the Barrowlands. I think it was the first time they ever did Acrobat live, which is from A Certain Trigger as well.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Cried like a child.
I would like to see them. So
they're really good live. If you ever want to see Maximo Park, I will absolutely come with you because they are really good live.
Nice.
And they do some hype as fuck music.
Yes. And it does fill me with energy. And it is like my most recent pick for this. I've been working out quite a lot to A Certain Trigger recently.
Oh, have you? Cool.
Yes.
Good album to work out to.
Absolutely. Full of energy. Swiftly moving on. Katie.
Yes.
You're up next.
Hi. Okay. Next is Medication by Queens of the Stone Age.
I'm surprised you picked that. I didn't know that you were into Lullabies to Paralyze by Queens of the Stone Age. Did you just know that track?
I just know that track. I think it was in SSX3.
Alright, cool. I know you like some Queens of the Stone Age, but I just never associated that track with you, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Yeah, I'm just looking it up right now because I'm fairly sure it was. The reason I know it is because it was in the soundtrack for SSX3, which is one of my favourite games.
A game that you should never play with Katie because she'll scalp you mercilessly.
I will absolutely. Yeah, it was in SSX on Tour. Sorry.
Oh, God, that one.
So was that Maximo Park track.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, it was. And there was a really good We Are Scientists track on there as well, Lousy Reputation.
That is a good song as well, yeah.
Yeah, it had a really good soundtrack, despite the fact that
it's a terrible game.
As a game, yeah. So anyway, I know that song because it was in an SSX game, which is really tragic of me.
I mean, like, half my picks have been from video games, so I'm not all that bothered.
I feel like if our picks have been in video games, it simply explains why they're so hype.
Yeah, because it is high energy, like sports games they tend to be in.
driving games as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to drive around and listen to fucking, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be nice if we...
It's a great song to drive around to, excuse me. I was going to say The Singing Kettle.
I mean, but that's children's music. So it's a false equivalence.
Children can listen to Queens of the Stone Age. What are you saying?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying adults won't listen to the Singing Kettle. Like,
You don't know that.
It's not like you see many 20-somethings going around being like, hear that Mr. Boom track. Holy fuck.
What the fuck is Mr. Boom?
We've had this discussion. We saw Mr. Boom in a park once and I freaked out because that was Mr. Boom.
Oh my god, that was Mr. Boom, right? Okay.
If any of you know who Mr. Boom is, get in touch.
Jamie, no one ever gets in touch.
No one does. It's fine. Stop putting out the calls to action. It's all good.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah, no, I think Medication is a fairly typical track for Lullabies to Paralyze, which I like as an album. I do. It's one of my preferred Queens of Stone Age albums. It's not in my top 3, I think, but
Sure.
I have a real affinity for the first 2 albums. And this is a different step to Songs for the Deaf, the album before this, where they had Dave Grohl on drums. So they had several new members to this album. Troy Van Leeuwen, this was his first album with them. He's a really good guitarist. And you can tell, because Josh Holme's getting a bit more experimental with 2 guitars, and they're having them both solo at different points and stuff. Yeah, that track is just a solid hype building.
I agree. You were saying though while we were listening to it how you think it's weird that the two of us have switched picks, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like you picked that Maximo Park track, and I know a lot about Maximo Park. I picked a Queens of the Stone Age track, and you could basically be Queens of the Stone Age. Like you could be their biographer.
No, just give me a guitar. I'll be their next touring guitarist. Trust me. But there's so many little details in that song that I'm just obsessed with. The choice to have underneath the driving guitar riff just a little guitar going dip 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 dip. That sounds a bit like an alarm.
Okay.
Did you notice that?
No, I didn't. I like it when you point these things out though, because I may have said this before. Like I have a condition with my hearing that I can't parse sound very well, so it's nice when you point these things out because I can't hear them.
You might be able to hear this one now. Hopefully, now I've pointed it out. But yeah, underneath the rhythm guitar throughout the verses, there's like a dim 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 like that. Sounds a bit like a car alarm going off, which I like.
Ah, okay.
And it just builds well, and it's a classic Queens of the Stone Age chorus as well. But then I controversially, I say controversially, it's probably not, but I think Lullabies to Paralyze is the most classic Queens of the Stone Age album.
Okay, and that's the one that this is on.
Yeah, this is on Lullabies to Paralyze. So other tracks on here are Little Sister.
Oh yeah, I like that song.
Which is another fucking hype song. We were talking about it, our picks for this list, and that we both nearly picked about for the other Queens of the Stone Age songs because they do have some absolute fucking belters. Even up to their most recent album with fucking Head Like a Haunted House.
Yeah, because we both almost picked Sick 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 as well.
Because the guitar riff in that song is
That's on 6 of my gym playlist. Sorry, you were talking about the guitar.
Yeah, the guitar riff at the break of that song is just incredible. But even the lead guitar is quite minimal in this one, and it is a short song, especially for Queens. But it's just such a good pace setter for the album. I think it's fairly early on in the album.
Okay.
The song before that is This Lullaby. And it's a very slow song. It's sung by Mark Lanigan. And it's like a tiny little song just with Mark Lanigan and acoustic guitar, and it kind of builds into this big crescendo at the end of it. And then suddenly it kicks in with the whine of the guitar from Medication. Because before it starts kicking in with do 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 do, it's like a feedback noise. It's a high pitched feedback note.
Sure.
And then I think that absolutely kicks the album into gear.
Okay.
And next few tracks try and follow on with that pace, but I don't think necessarily manage it as well.
Right.
Big Queens of the Stone Age fan, as you can.
Jamie loves Queens of the Stone Age.
You can tell. Also, I hate the album after this. I don't hate it, but
what's the album after this?
Era Vulgaris.
Oh, okay.
It's my least favorite Queens album.
Wait, is that not the one that's 666 on?
Yes. Don't like that album.
Oh, okay.
Don't like the sound of that album at all.
Okay.
It has good tracks, but as an overall album, I think it loses the aesthetic that Lullabies to Paralyze had.
Big on aesthetic today, we are.
Yes. The overall style of Lullabies to Paralyze, whose name came from a track that's on Songs for the Deaf.
Ah, okay.
The Mosquito song, which was a bonus track.
You need to stop talking about Queens of the Stone Age.
I won't shut up.
You need to stop because you are just now giving fun facts.
Here's an interesting fact.
You're basically reading the TV tropes trivia page on Queens of the Stone
Sadly,
Age.
it's not open. This is all my brain. I wish I could have the fucking page open so I'm not this
So you
much.
can justify this.
Nope, I just really like that band. So Bad Religion, Big Bang, here we fucking go. Short, to the point, fucking brilliant.
I love Bad Religion so much.
They are fantastic. And
Yeah.
No Control's my favourite Bad Religion album.
Yeah.
Definitely. The whole album is like that track. It just doesn't outstay its welcome. It's so fucking brute force and blunt that, it hits you and it's over before you know it. I love it.
We both, again, had a situation where we both had a Bad Religion track on our list.
You had Generator.
I did. And Generator was a track that you got me into Bad Religion with.
Yeah, I think that's the most accessible hard punk track that they've got. Like, I could have played you Infected or American Jesus and maybe got you in for that route. But if I want to get you into early Bad Religion, the best era of Bad Religion, Generator is the way to go.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever loved a song as much that starts like a rock, like a planet, like a fucking atom bomb.
I mean, right, I love Greg Graffin. His lyrics are pretentious as fuck. There's no getting around it.
Oh, can I hot take? Am I allowed? I just think they're clever.
I do, but there's an air of smarminess as it goes on.
Yeah, of course there is, because he's got a PhD in like fucking grass or something.
Yeah, is it not like astrophysics, or is that the boy from The Offspring?
The boy from The Offspring, yeah, Dexter. What's his
Dexter Holland? Yeah.
Yeah, does he not have a PhD in like big maths?
Big maths.
Like big maths, yeah, like not just like 2 + 2, but like he can do like 12 + 12. He can do the big math.
Holy shit. It makes me laugh that both the bands that did the Crazy Taxi soundtracks are both professors.
Yeah. Does he not teach like Greg Graff? Does he not teach like biology or something?
Yeah. It's a science. I know that, but
yeah,
I don't know.
He is a big science boy.
I mean,
natural sciences, zoology is what he teaches at Cornell University.
Zoology. He is a very, very clever man. I mean, like the other track that I was going to pick was No Control, and that starts with culture was the seed of proliferation, then it's gone and melted into an inharmonic whole. Consciousness is plagued as in we can't shake it, though we think we're in control. Like, honestly, their lyrics are brilliant, but, mate, there's easier ways to say that.
There are easier ways to say these things, but, like...
That's part of their image,
do you know that
it?
we were... totally, like... Yeah, because I said earlier, you were the one who got me into punk. I didn't like punk music at all before we started dating. And I don't know why. I thought it was just stupid music with fast guitars, and that didn't really appeal to me. And then you got me into Bad Religion, and you were like, no, it's smart music with fast guitars. And then I started to enjoy the stupid music with fast guitars as well.
Yeah. I mean, the way I got into punk, I think for me, was like I was very young when I got into punk. My mum was a punk in the 70s.
Your mum's cool as fuck, though.
Well, don't tell her that, she'll get a massive feed. But like it was early Tony Hawk soundtracks, which had Bad Religion, it had the Dead Kennedys, and then I liked Green Day as well, and they're all intelligent bands, especially Dead Kennedys and Bad Religion. Yeah, I think punk has this image where it's just like, if people aren't into it, they're like, oh, it's just hard, fast, and people shouting, but it's not. A lot of it's fueled by like a need to speak up, a need to say something. And Bad Religion are an absolute protest band, and always have been.
Yeah, for sure. Like, because you getting me into Bad Religion got me into like the Minutemen and Millions of Dead Cops and loads of stuff like that, and it's angry for a fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean there is edges of like punk for aesthetic, like the Misfits.
Oh, for sure.
But I still love the Misfits.
They raped your baby today, etc.
Doesn't matter that much to me as long as it's dead.
Yeah, love that for you. Love that for you.
But yeah, Big Bang is this fucking balls to the wall track. I was considering like 4 other tracks for this one. And this one, I was just like, this is just so high octane, so fucking fast paced, and the drums are just insane. We used to cover a couple Bad Religion tracks, and the pace that they keep up, the fucking tempo for those songs is fucking hard to play.
Very difficult, yeah.
It's not even that hard to play, it's hard to maintain.
Of course, yeah.
Because you can do the refs. The refs aren't difficult, but keeping the speed on them. And for me, singing and playing the guitar and keeping all the speed was just fucking nightmarish.
Yeah.
I went and learned...
The whole of No Control, though, is just, like, fucking balls to the wall.
And I love that about it. And it's so poignant as well. Every song has a point that's like screaming at you. And yeah, I think Big Bang is the one that keeps the pace up the most hardcore for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think I tried to get Danny and Matt to cover this at one point, but no chance. It's just too much. Like, we did Do What You Want for quite a while. And that was hard enough for me to like shred the guitar and be like, idleness and dissipation breed apathy.
But like we're talking about the lyrics, and it's quite difficult to remember the big words, the 3-syllable jobs,
And
play the guitar at the same time.
try not to trip over these long ass like unnecessary words while playing a guitar is difficult. But it's part of the reason why I love Bad Religion. It is.
Yeah.
And I've seen them as well. I saw them
I'm very jealous of that.
in I think who knows? I think I saw them in like 2010, 2011.
Yeah. Jamie, time doesn't matter anymore. Time is a meaningless
No.
construct.
And all I remember from that gig was I was like a wee skinny, I think 14-year-old or 15-year-old. And this big fucking bald guy kept seeing me get out of the mosh pit, and he'd be like, aha, you're going back in, and then pick me up and put me back in the mosh pit. And I was just like, fuck off, I just want to have a drink.
And you're dehydrated, getting thrown around by all these old punks, just like, oh, I wouldn't get me water.
just want some water, wee coke. Yeah, no, that was a great gig. They are a lot of fun live, and they do keep up that fucking pace. And they are one of the better punk bands I've seen. And I've seen a fair few of the ones I want to go see. But yeah, Bad Religion always hold that top spot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible band. And that album, if you have to listen to one album by Bad Religion, go for No Control. No doubt about it. It's hard punk, so, expect this pace for the entire album. But it's so good. It's so fucking good.
Generator's also good too.
Generator's alright. I would say Suffer and No Control are the definitive
I was going
albums,
to
though.
say Suffer there. Also listen to Suffer, it's really good.
If you fancy modern,
One is great.
if you fancy modern, go for True North as well.
Oh, I totally fucked it there. I was like, oh, the one that True North's on is great. You mean the
True
album?
North.
Oh, Katie.
I think it's called that.
Odd.
I think it's called that. I could be wrong.
I'm not looking it up. I'm standing by our mistake. I'm sick of having to look stuff up. I'm
Yeah.
sick of being.
This is too
completely
research
unprepared.
heavy.
I'm sick of being completely
Let's
unprepared
just-
for a podcast about opinions.
Let's just accept our ineptitude and move on. Katie,
Yeah.
last pick.
Hi. Oh my god. Oh my god. You totally threw me off there. I didn't realise I had to keep doing the podcast. So my last pick will come as no surprise to anyone who knows me. It's Gave Up by 9 Inch Nails. That was Gave Up by 9 Inch Nails.
Fucking belter of a track on an absolute balls to the wall
good.
album. Like,
Yep.
so
Love the
fast
broken
paced,
EP.
so
Love it.
angry.
Yes. But there's a lot of reasons for it being angry. The main reason is a man called Steve,
Steve.
who Steve, he was
Mhm.
9 Inch Nails manager at the time when they were on TVT Records. And basically, Reznor had a massive fallout with Steve Gottlieb. I think he's like the owner of TVT.
Yeah.
And that's why in the music video for this song, there's a computer that says "fuck you, Steve" in it.
Fuck you, Steve.
Yeah, there's actually 2 videos for it. Gave Up. So there's
The one where they
there's the
became
music
pals
video.
again. Is that-
No, even better than that. Oh my god. Okay, so this is one of my favorite things in the whole world, and I'm gonna talk too much about it, so you will just have to cut me off, okay?
Okay.
So, 2 versions. One version that could be shown on MTV that had the computer that says "fuck you, Steve" in it, which is a big mood for anyone who hates anyone called Steve. I know several Steves, they're all dickheads. And then there's the second version, which is on the... So 9 Inch Nails made this movie called Broken
Yeah.
to go with the Broken EP. And it's like a Serbian film, but a music video.
Oh, Jesus Christ. With
So,
Steve.
So the whole album is translated into the Broken movie. So there's the one with a guy undergoing cock and ball torture, and then there's like several of like a guy in bondage with a plate of feces in front of him,
Excellent. Take
just
that,
like covered
Steve.
covered in flies and stuff. There's a guy getting his teeth ripped out for the video for "Help Me, I'm in Hell."
Hmm.
And I think Happiness and Slavery is just a guy being tortured and dismembered. But favorite thing about this, so it's all totally fake. It looks pretty good because it was shot and put on shitty VHS, so it looks
Yeah.
like shit, and it's supposed to look like shit. It was supposed to be released officially It was never released officially. So somebody whose name is not Trent Reznor for legal reasons
Is it Tront
leaked it on
Rosnor?
Tront Reznor leaked it on the Pirate Bay
My hero.
and was like, don't know where this came from.
And then tweeted about it on his own
Weird.
account or something.
Wild that this happened.
Can't
Oh
have
my
this.
god. How did you manage to get my copy of the Broken movie? Weird how that happened. But I think there was a scenario where the police got a hold of one of the videos from the Broken movie and they actually investigated the band because they were like, you've killed someone. You've done a murder. And they were like, oh my god, no, we haven't done a murder. That's makeup. You're the fucking police. Can you not tell the difference between makeup and murder? And they were like, but it looks like real murder.
Wait till these cops see The Godfather. They're gonna fucking
know.
shit it when he gets that toll booth.
I've downloaded definitely not Trent Reznor's copy of the Broken movie, and it is just disgusting. Love it. Watch it when I'm in a really bad mood, and it's great.
Really want to watch that. That'll be good.
You can watch it with me because it's great, and I can just sing the whole time, and it'll be fantastic. But the Broken EP is one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails records, and it's so unbelievably fucking angry the whole way through.
And it's dead punchy as well. It doesn't outstay its welcome. Wish is probably the track that everyone knows from it because that's
Yeah, because did he not win a Grammy for that or something?
the only Grammy
The only
that's ever been
Grammy
given to
for
a track that says
It's
fist fuck.
Fist fuck.
Favorite fact. I love Pretty Hate Machine and I love Downward Spiral as well.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I also
me
like With Teeth.
I love With Teeth. I am the originator of the With Teeth fan club.
Like I don't get people's issue with that album. Well, I do actually. Like I guess it's not as interesting production wise, but I think the songwriting's better than on The Fragile.
Red's allowed to make pop rock. Just let him live.
The songs are better than on The Fragile. I'm sorry.
I don't like The Fragile that much either. I love Nine Inch Nails far too much.
Actually, I think the Broken EP might be the point where I recommend that people introduce themselves to Nine Inch Nails.
Really?
Maybe. Like, I think if the listener's into kind of heavier music, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I suppose so.
There's like different points where I think I would introduce people in Nine Inch Nails. Do you like synthier stuff? Start with Pretty Hate Machine. Do you like moody kind of art rock? Start with the Downward Spiral. Do you like fucking fast thrash or like punk? Go for Broken EP.
Do you hate yourself and want to die? Listen to Year Zero. I like Year Zero. Again, I'm the only one that likes Year Zero.
Are you a misogynist? Listen to The Fragile.
Don't you lump him in with misogyny?
I don't know, that Courtney Love track is a bit problematic for me, yeah.
Starfuckers is so problematic, but it's also probably the worst Nine Inch Nails song.
I mean, I get Courtney Love's a fucking dick.
Yeah, but like the lyrics to right, Trent
So
Reznor says
childish.
that he's embarrassed by the most is Perfect Drug, right?
Mhm.
How can he be more embarrassed about the Perfect Drug than Starfuckers? I physically don't understand it. I cannot comprehend that logic. Because Starfucker sucks so bad. Please don't go onto my Spotify and discover it's one of my most played songs. So bad.
Christ.
Yeah, I know. I've never come into these podcasts claiming that I have good taste.
No, we all know that.
Yeah, I love Duran Duran, and everyone thinks that I should die and burn in hell for that. But I love Duran Duran. I've been to see them live. Seal was there. It was quite the trip.
Right, sandbagging this. Listen to the Broken EP if you want to hear like bass heavy, synth heavy, really energetic music that will get you going.
Please listen to the Broken EP. It's got Suck and a cover of an Adamant song on it, and it's great.
It's real good. It's real short as well, so
Yeah.
give that a shout. Last up, the closer for this week, we have Overkill by Motorhead. Thank you. That track is fucking unrelenting.
Is it definitely over?
Yeah, I love that it has like 2 fake outs. One fake out wasn't enough. It's like we just gotta fuck with them one more time.
Fake out 2, fake out harder.
But I don't know how the fuck they keep that up. Like I was saying during the track, that drummer's legs must be killing him with that double bass going for that entire fucking song.
Maybe it's just got like the most powerful legs of any human being
Like,
ever.
they might need them for the fucking drums in that track. It's a wall of sound that fucking hits you like immediately and just doesn't.
Maybe he's got that condition where you just can't feel pain. You know, those folk, they touch the stove and everyone's like, oh my god, you're touching the stove, is that not hot? And they're like, what? And then they look at their hand and their flesh is burnt off and they're like, oh man, I couldn't feel that. Shit, what's that all about? Maybe he's got that, but it's specifically with his legs and his drum.
Looks down and his legs have fallen off and they're still playing the double bass.
Yeah, they're still playing it. That wee ankle's still going. It's still going.
Oh man, that track never fails to get me energetic and ready for the day. If I was ever going to play a gig somewhere, if I was going to do a presentation, or if I needed to do something that was making me a bit anxious or filling me with adrenaline, I'd put this on and then I'd be fine.
Yes.
I'll be ready for that gig. Be kicking down the door to get in. Again.
Alright, fuckers, here's my presentation of the economics.
I'm just going to put this Motorhead butt track on the background. This is about information society, fellas.
That would have been so good.
Joker, motherfucker.
Jimmy, this is very
inside baseball. Yeah, no, the fucking drums, the bass, both of them are so fucking in your face and unrelenting. The solos in that song are just wild.
Yeah.
And I like that he likes the solo that he used earlier on with the fucking fast bends so much that he just slows it down for the last one.
Well, his fingers may have been hurting.
But that's the thing, is it makes it sound like a completely different solo when he slows it down.
Yeah.
It adds different emphasis, different beats in the track, and like the build into that last bit is just like, yes, it's so fucking uplifting.
I know we were talking a lot about the fact that the concept of time doesn't mean anything anymore, but do you think Lemmy had maybe drank that much Jack Daniels that he's never really comprehended time? We just don't know, because he was an enigma wrapped in a mystery, that man.
He was. Just
wrapped in, like...
plastic. Oh.
Pussy juice.
Pussy juice. Fucking ending the podcast on pussy juice? No thank you.
I don't know where that came from. I truly wish it would come
Are
back.
you a fucking 13-year-old boy? What's that about?
Maybe I don't know anymore.
That song, even the album cover, there's something about, there's like a couple of like hard metal, like thrashy kind of songs like that I'm really into. That's why I like quite a lot of Judas Priest songs.
Yeah, I love Judas Priest so much.
If we ever do another list, there's going to be plenty of more that I could talk about. There were so many I was just like, I wish I'd mentioned today, but you know, plenty more of that.
Anytime a song was playing, he was like, oh my god, I wish I'd included this.
Hi, so much.
In that exact voice.
I think that this song is a perfect example of what I meant by songs that give you energy, where it doesn't need to be happy, it just needs to absolutely get you up and going.
Yeah, totally.
And
like it's a really driving beat in that song.
If I could drive, my foot would be on the floor.
Yes.
And I would be wrapped around the telephone pole.
This is another song to maybe do 72.
This is a song to crash your car to.
No, that would be Crashing Foreign Cars by Helmet.
I mean, both are. This whole list. I think if you crashed your car and the cops found that you were listening to these songs, they'd be like, fair fucks. Fair fucks, lads.
They wouldn't even phone an ambulance, they'd just headbang beside your corpse.
I know, that's it. Fucking that solo comes on, they're like, yes!
Cops popped a squat and he's just headbanging.
He's moving your head to headbang as well.
It falls off, rolls gently into your lap.
And the lyrics are fucking stupid as well, just like the Iggy Pop track, but it works though. It's like, it is part of the style of it.
I was going to say it's Motorhead, it's not supposed to be clever.
Yeah. What's fucking feel it in your gut? Rock and roll ain't worth name if it don't make you strut. Fucking love it. It is perfect.
Why do you sound like you're doing an impression
Louis Armstrong.
of the guy? Yeah.
Imagine if Louis Armstrong was the front man of Motorhead.
That would be so good.
The Ace of Spades. Oh, I can't do Louis Armstrong. Can't do Lemmy either.
You do your best and that's all that matters, Jamie.
Aye, so I hope that this week's list brought you all up, gave you all a bit of a boost. God knows, I think we all fucking need it at the moment.
Oh.
Next week, we're going to look at interesting covers. So they don't have to be good, but they have to be interesting. And that's my caveat for a couple of my more controversial choices.
I can't believe you already have choices.
Yes, of course. As soon as I thought of
Are
that.
you going to pick that fucking Disturbed song?
No, I'm absolutely fucking not. Don't worry about that.
Please
We
don't.
mentioned that this week and we've already talked about it, so you're safe from that one,
Are
guys.
you going to pick the George Michael cover of
You mean the Limp Bizkit
New
cover of
Order?
Faith?
No, the George Michael cover.
No. I'm not. I'm saying interesting covers, so they still have to have something about them that's good. These are all terrible covers that won't be featured next week. Aye.
They might though, because I haven't made my list yet.
Oh, Jesus wept.
What
Right.
if I just pick the worst covers? Again, I'm talking about Duran Duran, but the time I seen Duran Duran cover White Lines,
But is that not quite good though?
it was only quite good because the crowd had been absolutely docile as fuck, and then Duran Duran, Simon Le Bon and his fucking shite catchers cuts out with this cover of White Lines, and all these like 45-year-old women just immediately got the world's biggest wide on and started getting up and dancing. Oh my, it was some trap. It was some trap.
So let us know your picks for songs that give you energy on Twitter or in the comments. Also, let us know your picks for next time, like some interesting covers. Give us a shout. We might pick it.
Yeah, and why are they the cover of White Lines by Duran Duran?
Yes. Cheers for listening, folks. Hope you have a good week. Stay safe
Have a
out
good
there.
Wash your hands, tell your mum you love her.